Okay, lines up home. I'm gonna run home and get it.
Is that the question?
Hi.
No, Randy says he's gonna go himself, but I think I went like this. I just have to walk on that. Right. So I was trying to send him he doesn't, I told him what happened, so that's okay.
Oh, goodness, yeah.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to our community's Candlelight Vigil for International Overdose Awareness Day. Thank you for finding your way here tonight to gather together and hold space for one another as we continue to hold space in our hearts for the loved ones we've lost. I'd like to begin our ceremony in a good way by acknowledging that we are gathering the traditional territories of the Mississauga and Chippewa nations, collectively known as the Williams Tree Nations, which includes Turtle Lake, Hiawatha. Effects of colonization, broken treaties, and oppressive laws on Indigenous communities across Turtle Island. It's also important to acknowledge Canada's history of enslavement, racial segregation, and marginalization, as it has had a devastating impact on African, Caribbean, and Black communities. Canada has neither recognized nor educated the public adequately. As the writer and activist Robert Maynard reminds us, decriminalizing drugs, expunging records, and providing a safe supply would be life-saving, and one means of redress for long-targeted Black, Indigenous, racialized, and poor communities, and people living with mental health issues or disabilities. There remains so much work to do, which is why International Overdose Awareness Day continues. If you find yourself feeling overwhelmed at any point, please know that helpers are here. You can connect with someone for immediate support at the table where drinks are available. As keeps vigil for another who is in the throes of their battle. Candle 3. This candle signifies hope for those who have found their way out of the darkness of addiction and acknowledges that recovery is possible. We recognize that trauma and addiction crosses cultures, classes, and countries, and that by using our collective community, they can be conquered. Candle 4. This candle is for all the parents who have lost their children to a drug-related death. The path for these parents is difficult. Let us send them strength, courage, comfort, and support, especially in their longest nights and darkest moments. Let this light shine for them so they can see their way. Candle 5. This candle is for all of the children, partners, siblings, relatives, and friends whose lives have been altered because of addiction. We wish them the fortitude to survive, the peace to know they did the best that they could, and the knowledge that their loved one is always in their hearts and lives and lives on through them and with them. Candle 6. This candle is for the first responders who answer the call night and day. Through them, many lives have been saved. We wish them continued strength as they work their way through this crisis. Although the ones they save may never know their faces or their names, we know, and we bear witness to your work.
been almost 2 years since my brother has passed away due to an accidental overdose. Many knew him as Dump or Goldberg. Yes, he looked like the wrestler and was even asked for autographs. But to me and his youngest niece, he was Rob or Uncle Bob. He left a mark wherever you go, literally. From here to out west, he was a memorable person. I'm sure he's missed by many, especially when it comes to baseball or hockey, but he is for sure missed by myself and my daughter. Rob, you will always be missed and loved by me and your dirt squirrel. We talk about you often. Rob Dunford, he was here.
Into a drug that was 1,000 times stronger called carfentanil. His dabbling ended up being deadly, and it took him 3 short months from the birth of his son. We miss you. We remember Joel Charles, who was remembered by his sister Nicole. Joel was a person full of life and love, the most gentle spirit I have known. A brother, son, and uncle who is deeply missed by his family so much. I was so lucky to have him for 22 years. Mom, Dad, and Olivia send you kisses to heaven every night to our sweet Bretty. I dreamed of you once, and you came true, and I will keep dreaming of you because one day you will come true again. Marcos is remembered by his loved ones, one of many lives lost too soon. Eternal rest to you, with peace and love always. Thank you.
I'd like to now invite everyone to observe a minute of silence in honor of the loved ones we've lost. I'm going
You're my only brother, you're my mother's son, and I'm still your little sister. Somebody, someone, we're all still missing you, back where you came from.
Tell me about yourself and your brother.
My brother was the second oldest out of 4, and he loved as best he knew how. He wasn't just my brother and my daughter's uncle, but he was a father and a son as well, and a brother. And he had demons from his past that just overtook and took his life.
I asked before, could you see hope, or was it just they had a hold of it?
I thought I did. I'd like to think if there was more means out there, he could have gotten help. But again, there was a lot of things that he would have had to deal with.
Tell me, because I've seen video, maybe you've shown me or I've seen it on your Facebook, but your brother and your daughter, and what a pair they were.
Yeah, they were. He was Uncle Bob to her. And anytime she'd ask him to do something, he would. But it had to be, he was only allowed around her when he was clean, when I knew that there was nothing in his system, because that's not fair to her.
But the videos that I saw, you could see the love, the caring that he had for her and she had for him. Mm-hmm. The fun that they had, the short videos that I saw. I think one was in a car, I believe. One was in a car, and you could see, I think she was in the back and he was in the front. And they were
he loved Kid Rock, and that is their song. Like, she still listens to it and is like, this is mine and Uncle Bob's song.
Does it feel better being with people that have suffered the same, I guess?
It does and it doesn't. It's sad that this is now what we have to do. And if it helps at least one family member or one family, then my job here is done. Unfortunately, my brother is just another number. And I don't want to see siblings go through the pain that I have, But like I said, I knew it was coming. It was just a matter of when I got that phone call. It still doesn't take the pain away. It still doesn't change the fact of how he passed away. But hopefully it's not just, something people need to hide from.
Let me ask you this, and again, forgive me for this, and stop me if I ask something that I shouldn't, but what needs to be done?
Well, as I was saying to you earlier, but you forgot to hit play, we're not just worrying about COVID pandemic. Like, yes, COVID's going around, but there's also another pandemic, and it's not just happening in Cobourg and Port Hope. It's happening in every town from here to the West Coast to the East Coast. And politicians really need to put more money, I think, into mental health and addictions to get these people the help that they need, because they are not just a drug addict. They're a father or a sister or a mother, or they are something. They've just lost their light. And sometimes you just need to reach out and help them, but they have to be also ready for the help.